nobody likes a complainer, then why does the squeaky wheel get the grease? What's the right way to get ahead at work? Do you want to complain or do you want to be a pushover? Well, the truth is actually you should probably be somewhere in the middle. You want to complain a little and go with the flow a little. And here's why. Research shows that venting is actually really bad for your health and probably bad for your promotability at work, because venting allows you to vent off just enough steam that you don't have that drive in you to make change anymore. Venting gets you seen as a complainer and not a team player, but even worse, it actually keeps you from making that change that you think needs to happen, that you're so angry about, because you just vented off all of the energy that you needed to put into making that change. So you don't want to complain too much. But on the flip side, you don't want to just go with the flow too much either, because that can keep you in place also. When I started one of my new jobs right out of college, by about the second week on the job, I noticed that there was a really strange dynamic between two groups. Almost every other day there would be a big battle about this group's needs or this group's needs, and they didn't understand and they weren't getting the information, and they continually butted heads nearly every day. I watched these explosions happen, and then I realized that if we followed that path of not complaining too much, but also not being too big of a pushover, we might actually get some change made. I made some suggestions to my boss about new ways that we could report and drive both of the groups in that would solve both of their problems in a way that didn't involve yelling at each other every other day. It worked, and that really taught me the value of finding that balance. You don't want to be a pushover and just go with the status quo to be a team player. You do need to speak up when change needs to be made, but you don't want to complain all the time either. Complaining will get your voice heard and it will make you visible, but not in the leadership way that you want. And being too big of a pushover will show people that you don't actually feel invested in the outcome of what's happening at your company. Both ways show that you're pretty resistant to real, solid, and helpful change. So, find that middle ground between complaining too much and going with the flow too much, and you'll not only be happier at work because you'll be getting your voice heard, but it'll be easier to see you as a potential future leader.